January the 3rd, 2026. Before dawn had broken over the Caribbean, the course of events in the Western Hemisphere changed decisively. Not with an invasion, not with a declaration of war, but with the removal of a single man. Nicolás Maduro, President of Venezuela, was taken into United States custody in Caracas. This action did not occur in isolation. It was the culmination of years of mounting strategic pressure. By the mid-2020s, Venezuela had ceased to be merely a failed state on America's periphery. It had become an active node in a widening contest between great powers. Chinese investment under the Belt and Road Initiative had deepened Venezuela's dependence on Beijing, exchanging infrastructure for leverage. Russian influence, long dormant since the Cold War, had re-emerged through security cooperation, intelligence access, and renewed use of legacy facilities. Iranian ties expanded quietly, offering sanctions evasion, fuel exchanges, and asymmetric partnerships. Above all, Venezuelan oil, once a regional commodity, had become a geopolitical instrument. Its flow increasingly benefited states openly hostile to the United States. Yet these factors alone did not trigger today's events. The decisive cause lay elsewhere. Nicolás Maduro stood indicted by the United States Department of Justice for narco-terrorism, not as a bystander, not as a beneficiary, but as an active participant in a state-enabled criminal enterprise. At that moment, the problem ceased to be diplomatic. It became judicial. Dead leaders create martyrs. Captured leaders create testimony. With that calculation made, preparations began. In the weeks prior, U.S. naval forces quietly consolidated across the Caribbean basin. Arleigh Burke-class destroyers took up station along key maritime approaches. A Gerald R. Ford-class aircraft carrier operated as the central node of air and command power. Amphibious assets, including the USS Iwo Jima, positioned themselves within operational reach. From the air, U.S. Air Force assets expanded their footprint. F-35s and F-22s provided air dominance and deep sensing. KC-130s and other tankers ensured endurance. The battle space was shaped long before the first aircraft crossed land. On the human side of the equation, the most capable forces available were assembled. Elements assessed to include Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 prepared for direct action. Aviation support fell to the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers, whose role would be decisive. The objective lay in Caracas, the Venezuelan capital. A dense, defended, politically sensitive environment. There would be no margin for error. The raid unfolded under darkness. Fixed-wing aircraft established control of the air. Rotary wing platforms, including MH-47s from 160th, advanced along low-altitude routes, exploiting terrain, timing, and surprise. The precise approach remains classified. What can be said is this: speed and discretion were paramount. Any prolonged engagement would have risked escalation beyond control. Ground forces moved with a single purpose. This was not a search. It was not a clearing operation. It was a seizure. Actions on contact were brief. Resistance, where encountered, was contained. The objective was secured. Nicolás Maduro was taken alive. Within minutes, extraction commenced. The force withdrew along pre-planned corridors, departing Venezuelan airspace before a coordinated response could form. Maduro was flown to the USS Iwo Jima, where custody formally transferred. From there, he began the journey north. His destination was New York, specifically the Southern District of New York. There, he is to stand trial for narco-terrorism under United States law. As for Venezuela itself, it is far too early to draw conclusions. Whether this moment produces instability, continuity, or reform remains unknown. What is known is that the United States will retain control of the situation until a legitimate and durable political arrangement is identified. This operation did not end a conflict. It marked the opening of a new phase, one defined not by rhetoric, but by consequence. This has been Quiet Conflicts.